Thank you. Thank you. To our chief guest, of course, accompanied by PLO Lumumba. We have missed you in the public scene. Every time you speak, we take our notebooks because we are going to learn one or more complicated words. So this is a very good initiative, and I'm going to say why it is a good initiative. I bothered to travel to South Africa, and I went to the Robben Island to see the place where Mandela and his friends were incarcerated. The person who took us on a tour, who was a victim, told us, do not cry. But by the time they finished the tour, I can tell you, you cannot not cry. And for a person to have withstood these sort of circumstances that are Robben Island, come out of jail, become a president, leave presidency, and form the South African rugby team, makes Mandela an icon and a saint. Now, why is this important? The generation we are speaking to, Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, and all these African heroes are nothing but textbook stuff. They can't relate. They can't relate to the struggle. But here in their presence is a person who rubbed shoulders with Winnie Mandela, Nelson Mandela. So what is missing in the Pan-African struggle is the story, a person who knows the story, to tell the story. And that's why this is important. You have started a journey, together with the professor here, a journey to awaken this continent. Because somehow, and we must confess, you are just among the few people who are speaking truth to power. Because I've watched you. I've watched you interrogate a judge about his past judgments during the apartheid. That is the portion that I miss of being a legislator. Because you can speak truth to power. So what you have started today is a journey of these young people to tell them that we are here enjoying the fruits of somebody who made a sacrifice like Nelson Mandela. So that it reminds you that you have an obligation. You have an obligation to your nation. So just like your famous speech in the burial of Winnie Mandela that ran viral, give us a signal. Give us a signal. Because that is what we need in Africa. I have said and I mentioned to you, your music is our music. The Nigerian movies, I don't want to tell you about it. They love them. So deep inside, all of us are the same. These boundaries are colonial boundaries that were placed there to divide us. And we must go back to the drawing board. With those few remarks, welcome to Makueni. It's a pleasure for all of us to welcome you here. I feel privileged as the governor to welcome you here. I traveled all the way to watch you. Now I'm going to sit here in Makueni and listen to you. A famous man said, to you young people, bliss it was to be alive at dawn, but to be young was very heaven. To be in the presence of Malema in Makueni County is very heaven. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. That was wonderful. Thank you. A big clap for the governor. All right, so let me recognize the presence of Professor Micheka, who was my Vice Chancellor. Please rise up. Jomo Kenyatta University. Some of these are your students here, Professor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me also recognize our friend of Lukenya University, the CEO of Rentco East Africa, Robert Nyasimi. Thank you very much. Because of you, we have our chief guest here today. We don't take it for granted. He's also our platinum sponsor for our marathon. And yes, we do have a marathon next year in March, and we are looking for partners and collaborations in the African style. Let me recognize Her Royal Highness Joanne Yelbet. Please, this is your Royal Highness. Thank you very much. All the friends of the Board of Trustees who are here, and all of the other friends, even if I've not mentioned you, we don't take it for granted that you're here to support this wonderful cause. And so that I can finalize, Chief Guest and Chairman, we have our ultimate Pan-Africanist amongst us. Somebody who has dedicated her life to service. 30 years plus of educating young people, of supporting communities, of engaging with communities at all levels. I can't describe to you her love for the environment. And part of the reason why this setting was chosen, as remote as it is because of her belief that we will not rise as Africa if we leave anyone behind. And our rural setting cannot be left behind. We must focus our efforts here. Otherwise, we will never be able to feed ourselves as a continent. And this Pan-African lady, we are here because of her. All this is because of her effort. And I want you to please rise up and help me welcome our founder, our mother, our matriarch, Mama Mulwa Kasanga. Comrade power. We celebrate you today, we do. She didn't want to speak, but we have to hear your voice.
God is good, and all the time. That is. Today, I'm so happy. Malema, our son, like the governor said, is here, and we are going to listen to you. Our governor, our son, is here. We are going to sit. We have listened to him, and he is most welcome to this corner of his county. Professor, you remember the day we called you to launch the concept